We're going to check out Restore Britain in this video, and we're going to see what Rupert Lowe is all about, where he wants to take this movement to. So stay tuned, I've got some things to show and share, as always. Hello Envy UK, welcome back to the channel, Pete here, and nice to have your company always. So, thank you ever so much for interacting, engaging on the last couple of videos. You can check them out here if you're watching this. Anyway, so this video we're going to have a chops on Rupert Lowe and going to see what his political movement, not party, movement is about. So we're going to dive into all sorts of things there. 67 years of age, Rupert Lowe, so he's not, you know, he's senior. He's not aspiring for a fully fledged career. He's in his golden years. Well, I say golden years, he's in his senior years, let's say, and he's looking good for it. From all the research I've done, the videos I've watched, the articles I've read, he's functioning mentally, he's astute, he's with it, he's active, his business acumen is off the charts. He is a serious player when it comes to business, how business modelling runs, works, delivers. Unbelievably astute guy. So really impressed with that. And you know, what can I say? I'm a business guy, so it resonates with me. Rupert, what are you saying?
That's the philosophy. So it's a movement to unify. We don't want further division in the country. What we want is the sensible people, the silent majority who very often don't say anything, don't do anything.
Right, there you go. Heard it from the horse's mouth. Not that I'm calling you a horse, Rupert, but a movement. All right, so how did it come about? Well, it come about. So Rupert Lowe is the current MP, Member of Parliament for Great Yarmouth. If you're watching from outside the UK, Great Yarmouth's a beautiful little coastal town on the eastern side of the UK. Like many coastal towns, it's seen a good times, and it's just watched a lot of decline in the last in the last decade or two with the uncontrolled immigration. And basically what happens here in the UK is the Islingtons, the Islingtonites, the elite, the Keir Starmers, and all your champagne socialists. That's what the term is, I believe. They don't want any of these refugees on their doorstep, murking up the house prices. So what they do is they put them out of mind, out of sight, out of mind, and send them out to the coastal towns. So Rupert Lowe and his constituents in Great Yarmouth and the wider area, like Cromer and Lowestoft and wherever else, have seen a mass influx of migration. And this is what is important to everyone in the UK, in particular these towns. So he comes with an element of credibility. He comes from a lived experience. So he is fighting for identity, sovereignty. Well, we're going to have a look at his closing pitch at the end, like we did with Ben Habib on the last video on Advance UK. Check it out there if you haven't seen it yet. So there's a big, strong presence for Restore Britain. He come about, as I was saying, he was voted in as the MP of Great Yarmouth for Reform Party last year in the general election 2024. He subsequently got suspended and chucked out of the party in March 2025 this year because of apparent threats against Zia Youssef, who's one of the membership committee of Reform. It's all sound bites. Anyway, I'm digressing. So he has sat around for a couple of months and realised we have a big uni party here in the UK, the Conservatives and Labour. It's all the same thing, all just dressed up in a different rosette. He wants to make a change by a movement. So he doesn't want to set up a political party like Ben Habib did. Ben Habib's actually a bit taken back because he wanted Rupert to run Advance UK, but Rupert doesn't want to have a political party. He wants to have a movement. He's seen the influence that movements, that unions, that things are big groups of influential people can achieve. So that's what he wants to do. So delivering this message, he's got presence on his website, which we'll drill into in a little bit, Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, is everywhere, absolutely everywhere. In 2 months, like Advance UK, they are really spreading their wings and they're not hanging around. So fair play, Rupert, fair play, my friend. Before he was a member of Parliament for Great Yarmouth under Reform, he was a member of the MEP representing the West Midlands. So he has a history of politics, a bigger history of business, but he doesn't come unqualified, is where I'm going with that. So what he's doing, by the looks of his website, let's pull it up here. Here's his website. So I'll just quickly dump onto that myself so I can talk you through what we're looking at. And right there, you can see straight on the homepage, he puts an opening gambit about what he's about, what the movement is about, and what they want to achieve, and by when. Good business planning. Start, middle, end. A plan of how you're going to deliver now, then, and into the future. Perfect strategizing. So let's take a look at some of the policies, because there are many. There are actually 22 policies that are listed on the website. As you can see here, there's 1 page, there's 2 page, and there's 3 page. Some of the policies include, they're so wide varying, but they're so important to so many demographics. So you've got legalised pepper spray. I've talked about this before slightly. A can of hairspray in your pocket or your bag is completely legal and has a similar effect as pepper spray. So, you know, adopt that. Don't carry pepper spray, it's not legal yet. From legalising pepper spray to abolishing non-crime hate incidents, which you know is personal for me. Not that I've been arrested ever. I've got a clean DBS check to any future employer watching this, and I still need a job. So if anyone's looking for a decent salesperson out there for the Midlands or South, do let me know, and I'll endeavour to pop my CV over. Anyway, in the meantime, back to the media. We are looking at the policies. So yeah, and right down here's a policy here. Sorry, I stand corrected. Policy proposals. This is what we're proposing, not what their policies actually are yet. Sorry, don't cancel me. And as you can see, a big old long list of it, right through to ban the burqa, you know, which was what Sarah Poachin stood up in her first rodeo in Parliament in the House of Commons as a Reform politician and said, think we should follow the Europeans' league and ban the burqa. I think she's onto something. I think what would have been more powerful would have been if she said, let's follow the lead of these Muslim countries, and listed out the Muslim countries that have actually banned the burqa. That would have been extremely powerful. But nevertheless, great opening gambit from Sarah. Well done. So these policies here, every single policy I've opened up, I've read it, and at the bottom of each policy, what you'll notice is you've got a little caveat that says to be voted for by our members, with more details coming soon. Okay, so I'm not quite sure when the policy will be voted for or when soon is. I've sent Restore Britain an email requesting an interview on the channel. Don't know if I'll get it because it is a micro channel. To all of those who subscribed so far, thank you very much. If you're not subscribed, please do that. It does make a difference. See, then we might be able to entice Rupert on for an interview. I think I've got a few million more thousand subscribers to go before I get that. But anyway, here we go. So that in a nutshell is the policy proposals that are all listed out. 22 of them to start with. I think they're adding more as they go along. But ultimately, once the policy is ratified, and I just chucked this up on the screen so you can follow what I'm reading, so you can read what I'm talking about and follow along with me. We don't stop at the vote once the policy is ratified. They're going to take some action. They're going to do the following. Data campaigns to expose the truth. Brilliant. Polling to measure public support. Think tanks, focus groups, you know, that's what these things deliver. So to do a polling measure for public support, brilliant. Reports and investigations. totally 100% bona fide good activity. Let me know in the comments what you're thinking of some of these policies so far. That would be a really useful help. And I do know that some of these movements or parties, they do read the comments to find out what you think about what they're doing. So make sure you do leave a comment and let them know what you think, whether it's good, whether it's bad. I don't mind. Just don't be insultative, keep it constructive, and deliver them a message you want them to see. So, petitions and media pressure, very good. We've already seen the Lucy Connolly petition gain over 100,000 signatures within 24 hours. Now, being based in Northamptonshire, we are all for Lucy Connolly and her husband Raymond and their family to get this nonsense sorted out quick. And I'm so pleased that Rupert is taking this deadly serious and driving for the change. Two more actions they will do once the policies are ratified, which is support for whistleblowers, nice, and even private prosecutions. Sorry, I'll say that again. My goodness. Even private prosecutions, legal reviews where the state has failed. There you go. So I think they're on the right track. I think they're speaking for the people. Now, like I did with Ben, I've got a 3-minute segment from Rupert Lowe outlining what he plans to do, a little bit of the time frame. It's not the full interview. Full credit to YouTuber, fellow content creator. He doesn't know me from Adam, I don't know him, but I hope it's okay to give him a full credit. Peter McCormack, definitely subscribe to his channel. He's got lots of great interviews with tons of amazing people on there. And I'm just hoping that he's going to allow me to take this segment of 3 minutes from his great chat with Rupert Lowe for the purposes of promoting Rupert Lowe and his cause and allowing me to keep a copyright-free video. Thanks, Peter. Appreciate it. It's a Pete to Peter. Nice one. Right, so, like before, I'm going to roll out the VT and finish the video on Rupert's final message. Restore Britain is a movement, not a party. What do you think? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one. That's Pete from MV UK.
And we concluded that the right structure was a movement, and a movement which basically encouraged the entire country, those people, the bedrock of people who share our views that Britain was a great place to live, still is a great place to live. But I think we all know that if we don't do something, it's quietly slipping through our fingers. And, you know, we're seeing more and more legal and illegal immigration, more and more births from people who aren't technically British. They were British, but they're now of foreign origin. Many of them from Pakistan, from Iraq. Iraq's just made it into the sort of parental issue, and they're all from cultures that are different to ours. So, I by the way, have nothing against immigration. I targeted immigration, which contributes to our well-being and our economy is good, but not the immigration we've had. And I think everybody can see it. We can feel our entire sort of identity slipping through our fingers. So we thought a movement, and we thought, let's get everybody to support the movement, because the bigger the movement becomes, the more powerful it becomes in terms of influencing this current deficient sort of parliamentary structure we've got with the two-party system, which has failed us. And hopefully, as we grow, it'll do it today. As we probably saw, we've got 100,000 people signed up to the Lucy Connolly, so there'll be a debate in Westminster Hall on that now. I think we've made a huge difference with our rape gang inquiry. And, you know, my favourite expression is watch what the hands are doing, not what the mouth is saying. And I think we've all got sick and tired of listening to some academic spouting a load of rubbish and our lives basically disappearing, down the loo. So what I'm saying to people is, if you agree that we need radical change and we need better policies and better government and more honest, more accountable government, which is what we should have, then for £20 you can join the movement. I call that 2 pints in the wrong pub, which is what it is. You can spend a tenner on a pint in London now. And what that does is that gives us a war chest to be able to fund what we need to do collectively. And then, as a movement, we've got, and the bigger we get, the more powerful we become, we can actually then start to make a difference today before we see, if you like, the sand further slipping through the glass and our liberty and the country we love slipping through our fingers.